The relay station received faint signals from the void, filtered out the noise, and transmitted them onward. Most of the time, the algorithms handled everything. In rare cases, the decision fell to him. By protocol, fragments of uncertain origin could not be permanently discarded by a machine. The final classification had to remain with a human being. After one old incident, machines were no longer allowed to suppress borderline signals on their own. In the training materials, it was called the relay incident. That was enough. Sometimes fragments appeared within the noise that resisted classification. He reviewed them manually, marked them as significant or background. Sometimes a signal would cut off halfway through a sentence. There was no meaning in it, but occasionally there was an intonation, as if someone were not transmitting data, but trying to reach someone. One day he held on to such a signal longer than usual. The words almost formed something coherent. Almost. He thought for a long time. Finally, he marked it as noise. By what criterion he did not record, but the irritation remained. That night he dreamed nonsense. Ciphers, algorithms, his robot R. Raking in the middle of the night, he listened for several seconds, half expecting the robot to speak from the neighboring compartment. As usual, after waking and exercising, R served breakfast. Salad, eggs, coffee with cookies. "The cookies aren't sweet again." R hurried about, took another package from the kitchen shelf, replaced them. "What's going on with you lately? Yesterday you forgot to replace the filter in the vacuum unit. During the massage you ignored my neck, even though I specifically complained about it." R remained silent. "What, did you lose your task database?" "The task database remains intact, but after passing through the magnetic anomaly last week, the priority instruction layer was damaged." "Ah, so that's where the problem is buried. Can't you improvise a little? I'm not asking you to reconstruct a quantum transfer, just a sweet cookie." "Improvisation is permissible only within the framework of priority instructions. When they are damaged, selection becomes undefined." "What strange creatures you are. And you're advertised as self-learning." "By what criterion?" "By importance." "Meaning?" "Survival. Duty. Mission." "And that is your instruction?" "No." "Then how do humans determine their purpose?" He opened his mouth to answer, closed it again. "A human being determines his own purpose." His gaze stopped on the blank screen, then drifted toward the stars beyond the porthole. R waited. "With time," he added. "It's a process." R did not respond. "Most people don't understand it immediately." He fell silent. "Sometimes they never understand it at all," he said more quietly. R waited. "A priority instruction," he finally said, "is to work, to maintain the station." He looked at R, then turned his eyes toward the dark porthole where there was nothing except distant points of light. "That's enough," he repeated softly. R waited. There were many words. None of them fit. Forget it." He waved his hand dismissively. "You wouldn't understand it that easily. Continue your work. No, wait. Record 2 priority instructions first. Check the vacuum filter before each use, and verify the glucose content of cookies before serving." R recorded them. Meanwhile, the station received another weak signal, uneven, distorted by interference, breaking off in the middle of a phrase. He stared at the screen for a long time. Before, he would already have marked it as noise and forwarded it onward. Now he did nothing. For the first time, It occurred to him that the mistake here might not be technical. Again, there was no meaning in the recording, only fragments, interference, and the silence left after them. But suddenly that silence no longer felt empty. It felt left behind. He listened to it. Something shifted inside him. Not an answer, not even a decision. Then he quietly said, turning his head toward R, as if cutting off his own thought, "Oh, well, just forget it."